You know, I was not looking forward to tonight. In fact, it really did cross my mind that I should just book off. But then we had Vehement, who, not the easiest horse to drive. It's not that anybody couldn't drive him. I think anybody, if you gave them two shots, they could do it. When you first sit behind him, though, man, he's on eggshells, and he's the type of horse where if I drove him and somebody said, "Hey, do you think you could help that guy?" my answer would be unequivocally yes. Well, we've done our best to this point, to get him squared away, and you know, he has been doing his work. I don't think he's made a break since that first qualifier, if I'm not mistaken. Far from, well, he'll never be what they wanted him to be, and he already is what we needed him to be. I think there's a better horse in there. I don't think you're going to see him muddle around the same type of speed, the same type of racing, and then you're going to see him be better, and then I think you're going to see him take off. Now, where that path leads him, I have no idea. He might just be now there's a 1, 2, 3, 4 horse. There's tons of speed left in there. He's very, very self-conscious. You know, when you see a horse gets out of gear behind the gate, gets out of gear in the first turn, and I'm telling you, he is so close to making a break, but it doesn't feel that way when you're sitting behind him. That kind of sounds stupid, but you know, there'll be lots of times, you know, you'll see people used to see Stay Close racing and go, "Oh my God, that horse looks terrible," but he never felt that way. He always felt good. This guy feels like he's got it together enough to go a flat mile, and clearly trot in 2 minutes 2:1. Will he ever be a 54, 55, 56 trotter? I can't say that he wouldn't. When I look at his pedigree and his work ethic and his attitude, sure, there's a good horse in there. I just don't know how good, and I have no idea how long it will take to find him. But as long as he's doing well, picking up checks and continuing to improve, I don't think anybody's gonna be disappointed with Vehement. The biggest improvement this week was the fact that he was able to race 2 weeks in a row, right? Last week was second start in 34 days. Can't do that. Not with a young horse like him trying to learn. You just can't do that. You know, we saw that today. I had a conversation with Steve about Denali Dio. He's got to go. Horse raced one time since Harrisburg. Yes, he was scratch sick. Then he had to wait like 2 weeks to get in. One time since Harrisburg. We went to put him in. He didn't get in. No problem. If he's off 10 days, we'll train him up, which we did today. Also eligible on Sunday. Can't do that. I'm not racing the horse every 14, 18 days. Especially when we're trying to get horses in and they're overlapping one another. It's just bad timing. You know, we talk about so much of this industry is built around timing. Soundness. Is the horse sound enough to race? Is he healthy right now? Is he drawing good? None of that matters if he's not getting in. You know, when you have a horse that has to skip a week that is the best horse in the race, all right, it's not the end of the world. You got to miss now and again. We all know that. But when you're missing weeks, another perfect example, Admiral Dio. No, it's not lost on me that Admiral Dio. Somebody messaged me and said, Admiral Dio should have got in. He had better dates than a lot of those horses. He never had a better date than one of those horses. There are 6 horses in that race, 5 or 6 horses that raced on November 28th in his race. I don't know how they differentiate. Say if 7 horses have the same date, I assume it's done by computer, it's done by lot. Didn't even show up in the sheet. So what's likely going to happen is he'll get in next week. I assume Harry will school him on Friday. He'll get in next week, and then we'll move him. As I'm not going to wait another 3 weeks to get him in. It's frustrating. You know, you look at a horse on Ongate today. I saw Matt Dupuis put his horse up for sale. Owner's description was as poignant as you can possibly be and as blunt as Matt always is. No races in Ontario. That's all it said. And this, don't get me wrong. I'm not making fun of Ontario. I just told you that Denali Dio had to wait 10 days and was first AE in Northfield. You listened to me get a little angry yesterday because time is on my side ended up in the open where I didn't want him. If we're getting him back to race in the Open, we qualify him this week and then race him in the Open next week. We don't go into the Open on 45 days. But that's the way it shook out. So there's never a dull moment, right? We're always trying to find horses to race. But before we can find horses to race, we have to find a place to race them sometimes. I'm kicking it. I'm getting over it. You know, I was worried. I woke up today, my throat was just red raw. I guess I can't say it was red raw. I didn't see it. It was sore. But Tylenol took it away, so it's clearly not a big deal. I'm sure I'll be fine in a day or two. I know poor Carrie in the barn, Jason's girlfriend and fiance. I hear her coughing over there. Lauren was coughing for 2 days. It's going around. It's not much you can do. Addie had it. Now, if Amy had it, we'd be in big trouble. She's been good. Anyway, yes, I'm watching Admiral Dio. Yes, another one, La Dorienne. I had a couple of people ask me, you know, would you sell her as a broodmare? Probably will now. What's the point? We should just regroup, look at the races that are going every week. We have a ton of horses on the doorstep of qualifying. We have 4 that I believe are qualifying on Friday and one that qualified the other day in Ontario. If they can't all get in over there, they're going to have to come back over here. We have horses getting ready to qualify here also. This will pass. I would say, well, I think before the new year, or right around the new year, it will, and that is exactly why a Denali Dio, a La Dorienne, gotta go. Admiral Dio can come over here, where he's going to get in every week, or at least 3 times a month, not once every month. But just continue to move them around, and then when things settle, all will be well. Whew. Anyway, on to tonight. Northfield Park, we raced 2 horses. I said I was really torn on whether I would even go. If it was pouring rain, I probably wouldn't have. But it looked like the rain had subsided in Brunswick. And it's almost like when you leave Brunswick sometimes and come to Northfield Park, it's almost like it's an hour and a half away, because the weather is just totally different in the 2 places. It's 22 minutes. It wasn't raining at Northfield. It was not raining at Brunswick, so I came in. The track wasn't that bad. Really wasn't that muddy. Vehement. Last week I scored. You have to thaw them out really good before the race. You have to thaw them out really good before the race. I did. You just have to leave him alone. You know, where he's going, coming off the car, where he's going at the quarter pole, that's where he's able to go at that moment. And if you ask him for 1 ounce more, I think he probably would run. You know, he'll tell you, this is it. This is what you got right now. Work with it. You know, I kind of left him out in the 1.5 wide lane going to the quarter pole, and he just kind of flopped around a little bit, settled, took off, and then coming to the half, he caught cover. I could have wheeled him to the right, you know, but I did that last week, and he kind of fizzled out in the last turn. It looked like Aaron was backpedaling at an opportunity to drop down to the rail. Worst case, I'm 3rd. Best case, I got what I got, which was 2nd. And he was closing in, though. Some of his best strides were the ones going through the wire. You know, he wants to be a decent horse, and it's hard not to like a horse like that. He'll tell you when he's going to make a break, right? It's almost like you got a little red line gauge there. Don't get in there. He'll tell you when he's going to make a break. He tries as hard as he can. He wants to beat the other horses. What more can you ask for? And he will get better. His pedigree and his work ethic, with them the way they are, I would wager he would be a nice horse. Now, I would love to see him have that raw power right off the bat that Casanova Hall had, where you just move him and he can come forward. We don't have that yet. But I think you'll see it. It'll come along much slower than it did with Cass, but I think you'll see Vehement come forward. He's a nice horse. And then early play, I know doesn't get on the calendar or whatnot, but he is a stable horse in the sense that one of our clients owns him. When we got him, he would come out in the track, and if you didn't have him really revved up, he just galloped the whole way. It's the most frustrating thing. And clearly it is soreness, because Kaylee and Cordon have been working really hard on him. Jason's been working hard on him, and he's getting better. He looked bumpy today. You know, Tim had messaged me and said, hey, maybe leave that last one you drove to someone else. Chris gets along good with him, and he looks bumpy, but he's not bad. Another horse out there trying to do his work. He knows how to get out of his work. When the horses know how to get out of their work and they go out and they get it done, they're trying their hardest. So I drove 2 horses tonight that really aren't that good right now. Early plays already paced 55 in a piece. And Vehement, the expectations he was born with and carried his entire life, have been crushing. He's got none here. Just keep doing what you're doing. That's all. So tomorrow we are going to have some sets for you guys. I couldn't understand why I couldn't get a hold of Steve. So although Curtis is a producer of what we do, he does it all from Ontario. It's recorded here in Northfield. Curtis doesn't record that. Steve Ulrich does. Ulrich. And good guy. I've only met him a few times. He's in the video department in Northfield. I texted him this morning, hey, any chance we could video tomorrow? Usually, boom, gets right back to me. Nothing. I never really thought about it until around 4:30 this afternoon. And Steve guy never got back to me. Message him again. No big deal. Just let me know when you can. Messages me. I just landed. I'm in Hawaii. But he got somebody to fill in for him tomorrow. Good guy. Like on a drop of 5 minutes notice, he had somebody that said, yeah, I'll come in. So somebody's going to come in tomorrow, video the sets. We're going to have them up for you. For the most part, I believe the sets are correct. Here, I'll pull those up real quick. Don't mind me. The only horse I was concerned about had a temperature today. A couple of them had some snots. Blue Rare was still getting over what was bugging her, but she's better now. She can go tomorrow. So can Ride in the Rodeo. The only horse that I think I'm worried may not go is Cheers to Beers. You know, and here's the thing. I had a long talk with Joel, who owns the mare with me and John, and own the vast majority of Cheers to Beers. And Joel is always old school, right? Give them time, but they got to show you something, right? They got to. Are these horses going to be okay? Which ones do you like? Which ones do you not? And I told him straight up, I don't know if I like Cheers to Beers. He forges a little bit. He's got a slick way of going sometimes, but since we put shoes on him, he was forging. It's not like we can train him down barefoot. I'm sure there's a way we can get him away from it. He's small, a little stubby. He's okay. Joel said, well, you don't think he's going to be a decent horse of any kind, any consequence, just move him. And I don't often do this, but I don't know if he's going to make it to Christmas. Cheers to Beers. Coughing a little bit this morning, a little bit of a temperature. I don't know if he's going to go tomorrow. Now, at some point, I have to spend at least 3, 4, 5, 6 days straight working with him. Because you're asking me to extrapolate 6 months' work in 6 days or so. It's very, very hard to do. Not overly fair to the horse, but at the same time, if you're not showing me anything, what do I got to go on, right? Give me a base, a foundation. So he's the only one that I can see today. Now, I checked in on everybody. I went with a couple of these horses today. I've been very, very happy with what I've seen so far from these babies. Now, the track's going to be a little damp tomorrow. There's a chance of snow in the morning, but it's not a drone. It's a video department. So we are going tomorrow. We have 5 sets. We have 3 sets of 7, 2 sets of 8 as of right now. Now, the horse is not going. I couldn't figure out where the numbers were. They weren't adding up. We have 3 in Ontario. We're going to try and get you a drone of them. I don't know the best way to do that. Can Curtis just run out and do 1 set? Obviously, that's the best way to do it. Highest Honors was castrated this week. I told you guys he was getting castrated. So was Fearless. He's a Fearless Peter. Steph's Hope and Megan's Lucky Day at OCD's removed today. I heard back from Dr. Brown. The procedure went great. And Simply Chaotic, who I told you guys had an OCD in his left hind ankle. That was taken out. Everything went perfect. Natalie Cote, Dr. Cote, told me. We also castrated him while he was on the table. may as well get it done. Supermind was castrated. Uncle Danny was castrated. Rico Tubbs was castrated. Sterling Hanover, obviously, and Leland Hanover aren't going to go today. They've just begun their work. You will see them at the open house. You just won't see them tomorrow. And obviously you won't see Woodmere Bullet. You guys may have forgot about Bullet. I know I did. Woodmere Bullet is in Prince Edward Island. So that is what's what for tonight. I am starting to feel a little bit better. Amy just messaged me, said she wants to get up early tomorrow. Wants to be at the track early and get the castrated horses moved. What we've been doing, keeping them off the track, but just walking them around the pavement, around the barn area, just to get them loosened up a little bit. No issues so far, no concerns in that regard. The OCD horses we picked up, Dr. Latessa x-rayed 8 today, and I haven't heard back from him, but I don't believe anybody. So we've x-rayed 25 horses, counting the 2 that we had done from the sale, and the only 2 we've had to do have been Steph's Hope and Megan's Lucky Day. So aces right across the board. So tomorrow are the sets. Tomorrow afternoon I will not be racing. I will be qualifying. Watch Your Mouth and My Wicked Heart. Now tomorrow night we'll also be racing Purple People Eater, My Wicked Heart, Purple People Eater, Insider Trading. We'll go out to the sales area on Friday is my plan, to get them out there. Dublin Valley Farms is going to take care of those 5 for us. Dr. Haley Moore is having Pull the Shoes shipped up. She'll be our 6th entry in next week's sale. This will be a real cool sale right out in Amish country. The broodmares will be going. These are fillies. My Wicked Heart, she's decently bred, but I think probably just a racehorse for somebody. Insider Trading, Really Don't Care, Halley in the Clouds, Purple People Eater, Pull the Shoes are all going out. My Wicked Heart, Pull the Shoes, Purple People Eater, Halley in the Clouds, Really Don't Care, and Insider Trading. Those are the 6 horses in the sale next week. So with that, I'm going to let you go. I have been trying to acquire the odd horse. Now I've been a little more selective. There was a couple of non-winners or 2 up to 4 horses that were selling over the last 2 days, and I just passed them over for now. Just for now. That's our bread and butter class, but as long as these claiming series are going, we're just going to wait until around Christmas time, even into the new year, until those classes start filling on a more regular basis. Usually throughout the summer we had 2 or 3 classes that would go each week, which was great for us. And also with all the horses we had qualifying, I'm just going to wait and see. But there's always something else coming down the pipeline, so to speak. I know a lot of people out there are waiting for a couple of horses to be racing, waiting for a couple of horses to be bought. We're on it. Don't worry. So with that, I'm going to let you go. No, I'm not. We have the open house on the 29th confirmed now. Deb Rush is going to be our hostess. Thank you very much, Deb. She is the best. And then we have the Otten girls, ladies. Jessica and Jenna Otten are going to be doing the commentary. Michael Carter on this side. Over on the other side, we're going to have the lovely voice of Mark McKelvey. And Curtis is going to run the whole show. So this should be cool. A wonderful open house. It'll be on the 29th, which will be a Sunday. I forgot to verify with Hunter that he can go. But as of right now, I believe we have Chris Lamb's Hunter and everybody else that usually comes along with us. It should be a great time, a great day. Oh my, great day, and circular calendars. So Kelly will be sending in an RSVP. Make sure you RSVP to the breakfast. It should be a lot of fun. It usually is. And Northfield does a great job hosting it. So now I will let you go. Have a wonderful rest of your night, all hour and 34 minutes of it. I will talk to you tomorrow. Take care.